Hello, good morning. I'm so nervous doing this on camera, but I run with a flow of energy, so we're just going to go straight into it. So today I felt inclined to talk to you about shadow work. I'm not sure if you saw the thing on the community page. One of you left me a beautiful message I woke up to this morning, and it was about basically teaching you how to stay in your temperance frequency. It was how to balance your energy, and I thought we would, dive a bit deeper into it. As a lot of you know, I am a practitioner of the light. It's what I do for my day job. It's what I do, mind, body and spirit. I'm also a fitness instructor. So I'm showing you all of me, although I'm not going to be wiggling my butt on camera anytime soon. I don't think you'd appreciate it, or nor would my ladies, to be fair. So I want to talk to you about shadow work. Shadow work is a massive part of your journey. Facing our inner shadows is our biggest growth cycle. When we talk about you going into a tower moment, this is sort of conquering those inner demons. It's releasing the old vibration of you, and it's growing. It's like being cocooned as a butterfly and suddenly finding your wings, right? And you have to be cocooned for so long. It's a process. Every single step, but it is one step at a time. Now, through the shadow stages of our soul growth, we can become overwhelmed with it because we're facing the deepest and darkest parts of ourselves, and a lot of the time they're parts of ourselves we don't like. When we have certain triggers, such as people annoy us, but actually that vibration is because it's something we need to work on personally. Just to give you an idea about my journey, how I do what I do and why I do what I do. So I have been in many different dimensions of the lower realms. I literally work there, releasing people from a lower frequency to show them the best selves. So I'm very familiar with it. And I faced a lot of shadows upon my quest, and hence I do what I do. I was trapped in a body for up until my 30s. I've lost 12.5 stone, and how I conquered my demons was to lose that weight. I lost somebody very dear to me, my heart broke, they passed away, but it wasn't something that they can control, and I could control this, and they're part of my inner shadows. Angels are just coming in my ears, bear with me. You probably saw on camera, it often flashes. And what you do is, I thought, I can't continue life like this, right? I've got to face this. I've got to face this by hook or by crook. I will do what I can to get out of that vibration of being trapped. I was in my own tower, but it was a self-inflicted tower. And I released myself. And we're going very, very deep here. I'm telling you my deepest, darkest, because it's to help transport you out of a frequency. It's to help break you free of that vibration. And we all have different shadows. So how I combat and I continue to fight that frequency is I now teach dance fitness, which is freedom. I've got the best crew in the world. They are my heart. They are so beautiful. And we play. That's what I say. Every single week we play. We have a great time. We go out together as well. We do the social thing. It's complete love frequency. And when, I utilize it to the best of my ability. So say I'm human, things happen in my world just as they do yours. And emotionally, I need to release. I was writing this to one of you watchers this morning, Tracy, I think it was. And I was replying to her beautiful message, and I was explaining, if emotionally I need release, I'll do a HIIT type workout, really fast and furious, and release that vibration. It's like you can feel the energy rising and you release it. And when you release it and you're pushing it and you're releasing it to, like I talk about releasing it to the earth in meditation, which is another form, it just realigns your center. You need to sit in your central energy. And the only way that you can do that is to release the shadows. Now, there's certain things we're not ready to face, and that's absolutely fine as well. It's one step at a time. Now, if you overwhelm yourself, you're not going to face those shadows. You're not prepared to. It has to be when you're ready. No one can force you into this. No one can force you to do shadow work. You will feel it in your soul, and you'll know when you're ready to do it. But what I would say is, don't overwhelm yourself. Do it one step at a time. So if you want to, if something really gets your goat and you're like, oh, I'm so annoyed, change the frequency, put some music on. That is your first thing to do. You know, it lifts your vibrational frequency, you're at a high vibration with the angels, and you're just in that serenity within your head. Because when this is so busy and this is controlling, now this, not a third eye, your mind is the negative part of your ego. We have a positive and a negative, absolutely, but the negative part of your ego, I always say, is this side, is the one that tells us we can't do something. It makes you second guess your vibration. It makes you question absolutely everything. And how you combat that is you need to change the vibration. You can do it. You can do it. It's like me being on camera. This is me out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to be completely honest. I prefer when you only see these. But this has to be done on camera, and it's out my comfort zone, and I probably ramble quite a lot. It's energy flowing through me, right? And how you combat that shadow, the negative part of your ego, is to do something out of your comfort zone. So say, for example, you've got a fear of the sea. Just for an example, the first thing to do would be to take your socks and shoes off and walk upon the sand. That's the first thing. You're close to it. You haven't quite journeyed there, but it's a step at a time. Till eventually you've got your feet paddling in that sea. Therefore, you face that shadow. So what it is, it's breaking the cycles in which you've been bound for so long. And each thing you do, each adversity you face, you grow from. It's growing your soul to a higher state of consciousness, a higher state of being. And that is what this is all about. This is just kindergarten, guys. And it's breaking the cycles of what you've been taught and you've been conditioned to believe. So once you start doing that, some of us go through our lives and we don't, and some of us do it later on in life. Some people learn at a young age, you know, because they go through such darkness, which actually, when we go through our darkest parts of our world, this is when we have our biggest growth cycles, because we either grow or go, right? And it's that simple. You sink or swim in a situation, and being humans, what we want to do is we will fight. It's within us to fight, and we learn to paddle really quickly. Say you're in water and you learn to swim really quickly, and it's that fight that actually drives you forward. And like the message yesterday that came up was about external forces having an impact on your life, right? And these external forces, what I talk about is like transmuting that frequency. Transmutation comes from, imagine the chariot, right? Your vehicle of what any kind, and you can't move because you're in this tower, you're in the stagnant energy. How you transmute that is create fuel, put it in your chariot, and you move forward. Utilize the darkness as power, and that is the key to your salvation in this world. That is the key to your best life in this frequency, and you need to utilize to transmute. So anything, when I watched a reader the other week talk about towers, and then she says, oh, this happens, but it's about the balance. So if a tower comes into your existence, for example, it's how you see it. So a tower is a breakup and a shake-up of your existence. It's changing things in a way. Sometimes it can be quite negative, and it's scary to go for a tower. Absolutely get it. But what comes out the other side is this huge growth. It's like the epiphany, it's the revelation in which you get from it. So if you need to change part of your world and you haven't done so, or you haven't been listening to the frequencies, what happens is the universal energies will put this tower in, okay? And it breaks and shakes up the foundations so you can build new. And it has to happen, but it's a shock to the system. I absolutely get it. But what you need to do is then introspect and tune in. When you tune in, you understand, which means you can release yourself quicker, and you have that introspection to allow yourself to move forward. And that's what it's about. Now, people see a tower as always a negative thing. It doesn't have to be. If we take the lessons from a situation, it's like when you go for a rebirth of frequency. When I talk about rebirth, we're talking about a new chapter. You're turning your page in your existence to a new chapter in life. And what happens as soon as you turn that place, a death and transformation, the butterfly effect, right? And it takes place and you rebirth into a new frequency. You're a higher version of self. It's the ascension ladder I constantly talk about. So each chapter, each page, you progress in life, emotionally, sometimes spiritually. You know, we see everything in the 3D as financially. Financially, you know, if you're not progressing, don't worry, because when you start moving towards your purpose, towards your soul growth, that comes too. And that's just a 3D, that's the ego again. You need money from it. We all need money to live. I absolutely get it. We've all got bills to pay, and that is how it is. You know, I lead a very, very basic but abundant life, if that makes sense. You know, I'm really good at budgeting. I'm really good at, you know, controlling the pennies. I don't make a vast amount of money. My old world, probably. This world, absolutely not. But this fills me with so much love. I feel like I've won the lottery 20 times over. And that's the honest truth. And that's a switch in vibration. So it doesn't mean that I can't ever make a lot of money from it. Absolutely. If that's abundance. And I am open to abundance. You know, that's wonderful. And it will give you, it gives you the freedom in the 3D world. I absolutely get it. But through the growth cycles, each and every part is a lesson. So say, for example, you've been bad with money in the past. When you get into that state, it's about getting your ducks in a row. It's about organising your life in the 3D realm to give you the best experience. And that's a lesson you take from it. So when you do get that abundance in your 3D realm, you don't waste it. You appreciate it, you invest it wisely. And it's that process of learning and growing through these stages, you see. So that is just part and parcel of the 3D realm. It's not where we live in our heart centres. And when we serve from our heart centres, it actually opens a whole world of opportunity to you. What lights you up? So this is another question I got asked this morning. So when we're working from our heart centre and our vibrational frequency of love, and in an abundant form, in all forms, right? Then what happens is that's an energy projection of you. You project that frequency out to the world. And what you then attract is things from the right frequency. And I need a cup of tea. I should have brought a cup of tea and I haven't. Naughty me. So yeah, it's all about the frequency in which you hold. But doing the shadow work is, we've gone all around the houses here, but doing the shadow work, when you face the deepest, darkest parts of you, this is when you progress up that ascension ladder. And it's hard, but what I would say to do that, do one step at a time. If you have addictions, for example, any type of addictions, that shadow work, we've all got them. You know, mine was a food addiction, so I transmuted it and I turned it into an exercise addiction for a while. I've got an addictive personality and I'm, you know, I'll hold my hands up to that. They're my shadows. So what I do is I have to transmute it into positive addictions. Do you see the difference? And it's part of me. It's part of who I am. I'm hyperactive energy. I'm very good at my serenity, getting in my inner peace and serenity through teaching and meditation. But this is because you will notice I suppose the 3D world called it ADHD, whatever they want to call it. I am hyperactive and I have so much going on in here. When I'm channeling in, I talk fast because it's like I've got to get it out in that second and it's got to be spoken because I feel a vibration, and I've just learned to channel my frequency, and it's taken years to do it. I do exercise, you know, I can work a 10-hour day and still want to have a workout. You know, and on paper, with my health conditions, I shouldn't be able to do that, and I do. It's like, it's transmutation. It's energy. It's literally energy. And I can't even explain that. It's beautiful. So if today, the one thing you do to face your shadows, say you've got a room that overwhelms you, okay? And that's part of your shadow. Say you're a hoarder, for example. That's a shadow. Clear out a cupboard. Say to yourself, I'm just going to clear that one cupboard today. The satisfaction you'll start to feel in your soul. And then tomorrow you can do another cupboard. One step at a time. Do not overwhelm yourself. Simply take it one step at a time. And then you can focus your energy on that one thing and make it small to start off with. You know, that is self-love actually. And it's about you appreciating you and not overwhelming yourself and thinking of your vibrational frequency. If you want to go to the cupboard, if you overeat or anything like that and you want to grab a sweet something, pop your headphones on. And it's not dinner time. Obviously, if it's dinner time, that's fine. But it's not dinner time. Pop your headphones on and just have a dance for 5 minutes. Switch that vibration. And this is how you constantly fight the shadows. And it is a constant quest for all of us, you know. It's a daily thing. But it's how we choose to transmute it. And that is the key to life. It's transmutation. So I'm not saying my life's perfect. It's far from perfect. You know, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. I mess up every day. I know I do in certain ways. And I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But I try. And that's what we each and all of us, that's all we can do, right? Is try. And that helps transmute the energy to lead you to a better life. And then the vibrational frequency you project is the right one. So give it a go and see what you think. So that's how you face your shadows, one step at a time. So that is the message from Spirit today. I'm sending love and light to you. Have the most beautiful, abundant day, whatever you choose to do. From my heart to yours, until next time. Bye-bye for now.